2022, take it back to '01. Back when yelling f was shocking and fun. Back when Musketeers exploded onto the scene. Britney and Justin were in sync, know what I mean? Steven Tyler screamed he didn't want to miss a thing. Back when Carson Daly dominated the screen. Back a couple decades before I felt old. Before Janet Jackson had a whole nipple exposed. Whoa. Hold up, whoa Nelly. Dr. Dre is scheduled to be featured on my telly. This about to be the best, there's nothing you can tell me. A heavy dose of nostalgia, no better way to sell me. Just then, a panic falls. I think I need to get my friends Frank and Jan and Cole. There's no way it will be better than the TRL show. Kane and DB, hell no. Hype beats will get fed for show. Time to level my expectations still low. They were once real high, gotta make them real low. Hit them with the Dillo. They were once real high, gotta make them real low. Hit them with the Dillo. And now I know that whenever my expectations get too high, I need to Dillo them. I need to Dillo those expectations. Because what could possibly deliver to the hype that's in my mind? Nothing.
It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
This is Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and for the next 30 minutes, not only will we give you 3 quick topics or subjects to discuss here that we did not discuss on the Theme Park Thursday podcast, but we will also reveal our winning picks in the Dillos Diz. My favorite thing about Disney ever this year, March Madness Mania
Horn.
We didn't even play the horn on the podcast this week.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
On the podcast is our friend and yours. He'll be your friend totally after you listen to this episode. Yes. Johnny Tamaro, who is currently in the Wanderer musical, which is playing at the Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey. That's like next step Broadway, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And it's the real life musical based on the life of Dion. So if you know The Wanderer, if you know I Wonder Why, if you know Run Around Sue, then you know Dion. And the whole it's a lengthy one this week, but it's a great one. And Johnny's life is sprinkled in awesomeness. So I'm sure you check it out. I'm hard selling it this week.
Well, I was I never want my children to be sick. However, I had a child home sick on Monday when we recorded it, and therefore I didn't have to leave for school pickup, which was good because I would have missed like 45 minutes of the interview had I had to go. Right. So I was happy to be able to stay and hear the stories, which I feel like we could have him back like 10 more times and hear more stories.
No, his stories, like I said, his life is in classic New York City experiences, and no spoilers here on Theme Park Thursday Live. We want you to download the episode. So go to your favorite podcatcher and check it out. But we have a lot to cover here in just 26 minutes. So let's get to it. Topic number 1, Hoop Dee Dooing it. I can't believe it's happening, quite honestly. The Hoop Dee Doo review returns at the end of June. Topic number, Jeffers is ready. Topic number 2, meet, greet, hug, repeat. We're in the home stretch here where we can hug our favorite lovable, huggable Disney characters. Again, P.S. That's going to be a T-shirt this weekend. I'm working on it with Jen furiously.
Yes.
And topic number 3, which I'm very slow in trying to find the pictures for this right now. The Galaxarium. I'm trying to say it, but they have revealed some of the interior of the Guardians coaster. So we're here to discuss it. And maybe just quickly, because we don't have that much time, but we got a minute and a half. But I want to compare it to a recent queue I was in based on what I've seen here. So Galaxarium, we got the meet, greet, hug, repeat, and we got the Hoop Dee Dooing it.
Yes. Jeffers, I think you probably could hug the Hoop Dee Doo cast. Maybe there's a stage door sitch or something. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works.
Let's see what they do. Let's see what they got. So good morning.
Lexi saying 132. Good morning, Lexi, Ryan, and Jeffers, by the way.
132. I like that.
We get another go round, another set of numbers. There's such a delay, by the way. I did the movie chat the other day in our Patreon, in our Dillos Diz Resort, and I could see the delay of what happens when we're here and what's actually happening in the YouTube.
So it's like, just wait for it.
Yes.
Wait for it.
132, 2 votes for 132. I say let's do it. Good morning, Lewis.
So just to bring up the USA Today article, since that was the first thing that came to me, which phrased it as 3 favorites returning from the pandemic. So the Hoop Dee Doo musical reveal will return to Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground on June 23rd for the first time since the pandemic. And the reservations open May 26th for that June 23rd start. I don't think that's a 30-day window. So I'm not really sure how that all works. So of course it debuted the year I was born. We're not going to talk about that.
Old.
So this is also inclusive of the article involving the return of the minivans, which is not equivalent to the return of the Hoop Dee Doo.
I beg to differ. Let's get Brandy and Dave on here and discuss, because I think some people do feel like it's equivalent. People love minivans. We just, we just use them once ever. Good morning, Nate.
Did you? Oh, you used them once, right? I have not.
Yeah, yes.
You and I have not.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking I did it after a Trader Joe's sitch with a big
you
group.
Just say Trader Joe's, Trader Sam's. Good morning.
What day is it? What time is it? I tried to get some Trader Joe's pancakes. Okay. So yes, Trader Sam's after a sitch with a group. And I was like, well, when else do I go with a group of people? But there was one time that I was able to sneak away. So yes.
This
one time in Disney. Okay. Lewis says, I think the average person is more excited about the vans than hooping it up. Interesting. See?
Oh man, I'm gonna fight those people. That's what I think. So yeah, I there was concern, and maybe they acted quickly when the Spirit of Aloha show was canceled forever, so they could build more DVC rooms. And then people are like, oh man, there goes Pioneer Hall right out the window. So this is a positive sign. Next step, citizens of Hollywood.
Yes, seriously. It's about time. Come on.
We're never satisfied. You gave us the good thing that we wanted. Give us this other thing.
We want more. Lexi, this is a great idea, actually. Minivans to Trader Joe's. I'm in. Let's go.
Is this what we need? Do we need Jen to bust out Papa Dillo's 1930 truck that he has in your garage and start doing...
paint it like a minivan and then take people to Trader Joe's? It would take 10 hours.
I mean, but it would be an experience.
It would be, yes, for sure.
Providing.
Yes, we could give a tour. We do want to give tours of our hometown at some point. We will. That's going to go with the Dillos Diz Museum. It's like half day at the museum, and then we take people, maybe in a minivan, maybe in the truck, I don't know what it'll be, around the town to be like, this is where we went to school. This is where Frank played baseball. This is where Jen played softball. This is our dugout. This is our, I don't know.
We are so far on tangents, and we want to do all the Dillos madness stuff because I'm ready. I'm ready to keep diving into this. At the end of our block growing up, down by the tunnel to our elementary school, where you would ride down on your bicycle and not try to guillotine yourself on the pipes that are put down there.
Yeah.
Before you hit this tunnel, there was a museum that was right there that nobody ever went into. You weren't allowed.
What was that for?
And they picked up the museum. They came one day and they lifted the museum from underneath and they took it somewhere on Long Island. And Lexi, if you can tell me where that is, I would appreciate it.
Just Just like that. They literally just lifted up the whole house museum thing. It's crazy. We'll talk about, I think this should be carried over to Dillos Diz Resort because
That's right. We are going to DillosDizResort.com immediately following this. That's our Patreon membership with tiers beginning as low as $1 per month. This post show is over there at the $5 level. So make $5 level. That's all. Long Island right there. And maybe, let's speculate where that ended up and maybe we can do some Google searching on that.
But back to Hoop Dee Doo review. I'm excited because I haven't announced that I have put a deposit down on a summer trip, which means the Hoop Dee Doo will be happening when I'm there.
Oh.
Will I go? I don't know. We'll see.
The kids eat some chicken? What do you think?
I know.
That's the debate. Is what you got right there. Yeah. Topic number 2. Rich's, Listen, Disney parks that drop all your news on Theme Park Thursday after we do this live. We know you said yesterday on Twitter that you would have more updates about your meet and greets, and you're going to drop all the information after we're done here. We get it because we know it's not up there yet. It's still, I checked, it's there, but we're almost there. The distanced meet and greets almost gone. Yeah. Run up and hug somebody. We've talked about this a little bit.
You know. Da, 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 da. Is it too soon? Time will tell, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy because, you know what, kid doesn't want to go up and hug their favorite character if they like the characters. But I don't know.
Yeah, we covered this a little bit here and there as I worked in the character entertainment department back in the mid '90s, and have talked frequently about the amount of sinus infections I had over that period of time and why that may have been. So as I'm battling my sinuses this week, and with every runny nose, I'm like, well, let's see if it's anything else. Let's see what's going on. Yep. Oh, the swabs. So. It's hard. It's hard when you still don't know, and especially as the weather here in New York City is the dumbest. It is going on like 8 days of dumb.
So annoying. So here's the question, right? This is the big question and the detail we want. With the return of regular meet and greets, will we continue to see characters in the wild? That's what we want. We want the balance of the two.
I like how you phrased that, in the wild. I don't know if we use it. That's good. I like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, we want to see them out and about. We want the environmental experiences still. They must continue. That's the $1 million question at this point. Yes. Everyone's hitting in the comments today. I like it. So topic number 3,
one more thing. Yeah. This is another detail we need too. Does that mean character dining's coming back everywhere as well?
Well, right. That's again, we're never satisfied. You gave us this one thing, and now we want to know 5 other things. What about this? What about this? What about this? It is a Pandora's box with every announcement that comes here to the theme parks. And I actually wanted to go 1, 3, 2, but I was so excited about number 2 that I just went in order. Yes. So because this is the one I'm just going to touch on briefly. Number 3 here is the I don't even know if I'm saying it. I didn't spell it right there. Oh, you did spell it right. Great. So this is from the Disney blog because it's the first thing that came up. So that's the interior of the Galaxarium, which is part
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire set.
So are you ready for this? Let's play Who Wants to Be a Guardian of the Galaxy.
R.I.P. Reach.
Are you okay?
What? Yeah, I said R.I.P. Reach.
Oh, you said R.I.P. Reach.
I thought you were actually taking
you say R.I.P. to my audio.
No.
I didn't hear Reach.
Ooh, this today.
Are you ready for this? All right.
Yeah.
for $100. So that's the inside. I wanted to talk a little bit about, again, I enjoy when people discover that the Universe of Energy building is the entire queue of the Guardians coaster, and then the building that you cannot see because it's painted in the color that is meant to be like the go away paint, because I see it on TikTok, people talking about it all the time. And by the way, we hate the blue buildings at the studios. Is that the same color, or is it a deeper a darker blue.
I feel like it might be a darker blue.
Right over
maybe.
by the animation courtyard behind
Right.
the launch bay, the Star Wars Museum, as they call it. All those buildings got painted blue. And I'm like, is that their intent? Is it the same blue? I do not know.
Right. Interesting.
So I
I
agree.
continue to feel that Guardians of the Galaxy is getting Dilloed. I can every step of the way. I feel like it's being Dilloed. This just like appears out of nowhere. Like, oh, here's some interior shots. I didn't even see it first there. I saw it on TikTok, obviously. Because
you don't mean we're Dilloing it. You think Disney is Dilloing
I think
Guardians.
Disney is Dillowing Guardians constantly. You don't hear about it much, and they're like, oh yeah, it might come out soon. Okay. Oh, look, here's the interior. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like there is love or like an excitement behind it. I don't feel that from Disney.
Well, we have this argument pretty consistently where we talk about Indiana Jones, and we're like, let's expand Indiana Jones before the next movie comes out. And you're like, no, they're not going to do that because they want to make sure they got it. They don't want to put money into it, and then it womps, and then what are we left with? And I get that. They just in other terms, like you look at all these movies that have come out that they've missed the boat on. I just like Encanto, obviously, is the most recent one where they just missed the boat. Frozen and Toy Story 25 years ago, and all of these things that they weren't prepared for. Here, you got a surefire thing. So can it work backwards? Can you say, hey, we got this coaster coming, we know everyone loves Marvel, like how can we connect with what the IP that we already know? How can we fuel the IP excitement so that people are excited about the coaster? I feel like they can go backwards now. Give us something in the future about Guardians. Give it a Disney Plus announcement, something that can then connect to the theme park. And I mean, that's a long history with Disney, in the opposite direction. We waited 22 years for a Little Mermaid ride when people a year after were like, give us a Little Mermaid dark ride. Oh yeah, we're gonna do it. See you in 2012.
Good morning, Anthony. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see, are they just waiting to see the reaction to then really throw some love behind it? I don't feel the love currently with it, and it's intriguing to me.
All right, so we're out of this now, and we go into our final picks of Dillo's Madness. We're breaking it down to 8 to 4 to 2. Somehow we're going to do it in 12 minutes flat. So I'm actually going to pull this up. I'm not going to share the audio this time because I don't want to drive Lewis crazy. So let's bring this up and play the 13-minute video. Except I can still hear it, so it's going to drive me crazy.
Speaking of driving crazy. All right.
This year, March Madness Mania pool. There'd be a horn here.
Yes.
The horn is still playing, so I wasn't going to talk yet.
Oh, okay.
So this is how the Magic Kingdom bracket. We'll just run the Magic Kingdom brackets over. And then, Jen, just to say, my final two in this bracket were the three pirates and a dog from the finale scene there, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Uncle Orville in Carousel of Progress. Who was your final two in this bracket?
Wendy on the Plank and Small World Cast.
Oh, the Small World Cast versus Wendy on the Plank. That's a good matchup here.
Yeah.
So overtime. Oh, I get this pinwheel of death over there.
Buffering.
It's buffering. Very nice. Great. I'm glad we showed one animatronic in this bracket. If you don't know, our Dillo's Madness bracket this year was all animatronic related. So we're breaking down the 16 here, and we're going to Jen's final two, Wendy on the Plank, and the Small World Cast. I have the three pirates and the dog. Prison dog, as it were, and Uncle Orville. I went the three pirates and the prison dog, which was almost losing in the first round to John and Rover.
Just quick, Lee, what's up? Live from the States. Checking in.
Live from the States, Lee, you did it.
Lee. All right. So between Wendy on the Plank and Small World Cast, I think I surprised myself with some of these final picks here. I went Wendy on the Plank.
Wendy on the Plank, yeah, and I was gonna say that too. Is like what I love about Dillo's Madness, and what drives me crazy sometimes is I create the bracket, I create the matchups, I feel like I know where it's going, and then I get down to 8 or so, and I'm going, oh yeah, how did it get here? How did this happen? So that's so you got Wendy on the plank advancing to the final 4, and I have 3 dogs and a plank. Just a review as we go through here.
Three pirates
and a plank again.
You said 3 dogs and a plank instead of 3 pirates and a dog.
Good night, everybody. So just to review some other picks here, Joanne had the 3 pirates and a dog. Lisa submitted Tigger, much like Dr. J. Shannon had Captain Jack in the finale scene. Dr. Val had the Gravedigger. So, you know, it was vast here. It was vast with the picks. Both Ryan and Adam had John and Rover. So and Lewis had John and Rover here as well. Did Mr. Snidillo pick Sunny Eclipse in this bracket?
I was just thinking about it as I'm seeing Sunny Eclipse. I'm like, did he ever actually go through the bracket? I don't think he did. This might be the first year he didn't go through the bracket. I would say his final pick would be Sunny Eclipse. So no matter which way it all went,
he is a mark. He's a mark for Sunny Eclipse.
Yes.
100%. So as we ramp up the bracket here with the Magic Kingdom selections, we will move on to Epcot. Let's see if I can do a little fast forward here.
Perhaps an idea for next year.
Yeah.
Lewis would like to vote on setting the seatings.
Setting the who? The what?
Seatings.
You know, Lewis. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what happens is that, you know, Frank comes up with like 40 strong choices. And then the other 24, because I'm like, I know where I'd want this. How could you not pick John and Rover? Listen, I did it to myself to drive everyone crazy by going John and Rover versus 3 Pirates and a Dog. So that should have been the final 8 pick for everybody. Epcot is now buffering.
Buffering. It's gone through a couple though.
So just to share some Epcot picks from folks here, and that's Epcot past, present, and future, even though we have other nostalgic choices in the final bracket. Oh, it's really buffering. How are we on the air? But this video cannot play right now. So to go through it, Sweater Figment was a big one for Lisa, for Landon, Let It Go Elsa for Shannon, a lot of Dreamfinder and Figment. Obviously, that was going to be a big one in the past, present, and future category. Dr. Val had that one. And so that is where we are. It looks like we're going to barrel right through the Epcot picks for everyone to see here and move on. I had Dreamfinder and Figment versus the Robot Butler from Horizons. Again, that's that kind of iconic image you would see in the memorabilia guides. It sticks with me. So then seeing it in those guides growing up and then seeing it on the ride was always like a cool thing for me. Jen, what were your final 2 here?
I had Dreamfinder, Figment, and hashtag my paperboy.
Oh, you're a paperboy again.
Extra.
To reestablish for those of you who may be watching for the very first time, the paperboy used to say his line thusly:
"Extra, New York Daily."
And currently now turned around to face the abyss that is the side of Spaceship Earth. He now says,
"Hey, get your paper. Hey, get your papers." Horrible.
You know, it's a 14-year-old paperboy over there. I can't relate to that at all. So I went with Dreamfinder and Figment here. Jen, who did you pick?
Same. I knocked out the paperboy.
The paperboy is done for.
You had a long enough run, paperboy.
What is a paperboy anyway these days? All right, so we're moving on to the Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. And obviously there was a lot of Animal Kingdom love shown because I think it's always directed at us. It's more like of a personal choice. Like, I'm going to pick the Animal Kingdom. So a lot of Navi River Shaman choices here for Final 4. Jen, I had Statler and Waldorf from Muppet Vision 3D versus Hondo and Naka on Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run. Who did you have as your final 2?
I had Muppets versus Muppets with Bean Bunny and the Chef.
The Chef. All right, so I'm going to let you choose first here and make your final 4 selection.
Again, surprising myself, I went chef.
You went, that is a
I
surprise.
know,
That was
I
not
know.
where I was thinking you were going at
Right?
all, because Dr. Val picked Bean Bunny 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So I went with Statler and Waldorf here. I love the Hondo Onaka animatronic, but I'm not personally connected to it. Personally,
Right.
I have 30 years of Statler and Waldorf T-shirts that I've worn. Currently, I cannot. I wore Jeffers' gift
Yeah.
from my birthday,
Yeah.
and I think I wore it at 90s Con for a little while, and since then I'm like, where did I place this shirt? I washed it, I hung it. I don't know, because you can't. Mrs. Dillo is like, why are you hanging all of these T-shirts and not just putting them in the dryer? I'm like, I don't want them to shrink.
In the drawer.
drawer.
You don't have words today. When did you wear that at 90s Con? I think that's step
It
one.
might have been underneath my flannel one day, maybe.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, I think maybe if you didn't wear it there, maybe you choose it back more.
Where was it? Oh no. Anyway.
Anyway,
and it was an old shirt, so it all relates.
Right.
And now you don't know where you placed your shirt, your old man. That's
Right.
great. A lot of Navi love here from folks. Jen, you picked again the Swedish Chef, which
Yes.
is a shocker, I think, in that category. And then I picked Statler and Waldorf. So we go on to the final bracket here, which is the nostalgia bracket. As I jump ahead with the video that's giving me a hard time this morning, all defunct, all retired animatronics in this category from all the parks. And then here I had the extra terrestrial from Alien Encounter versus the Wicked Witch of the West. Jen, who did you pick?
I went movie ride versus movie ride with Gene Kelly, Singing in the Rain, and Marion Burt.
Very nice. And I will say, as many people did here, Landon, Shannon, Ryan, Adam, all going with the Wicked Witch of the West and not Tarzan, shockingly. But there was a couple, Shannon and Dr. Val, no, it wasn't Shannon, I'm sorry. It was Joanne and Val both who went with Gene Kelly, Singing in the Rain.
And what did you choose?
I went with the Wicked Witch of the West as well.
I went Gene Kelly, Singing in the Rain.
Oh, that surprises me as well.
Yes.
So I almost X'd myself out. So here we are, down to the final 4. I got 3 pirates and a prison dog. Let's say it right, Frank. Versus Statler and Waldorf, this is what I think is funny, is like there's current, 3 out of the 4 are almost nostalgic picks, which is funny since we only have one nostalgia bracket technically. But 3 pirates and a prison dog versus Statler and Waldorf. And then on the other side, I have Dreamfinder and Figment versus the Wicked Witch of the West. I have not made my choices yet. Jen, have you made your choices?
I have made my choices. Well, I haven't picked the favorite yet. I figured I would save that for the last second. But I am down to the Swedish Chef versus Dreamfinder and Figment.
Wow. I think that's that is a Swedish Chef. Who knew you loved the Swedish Chef that much?
Here's what I was thinking. So Bean Bunny, and I've said we have to show Bean love, and he's got to go kind of far in this because I say it at the beginning of every episode. What a cute ending. And so I have to do that. But then when I was thinking about like Bean versus Chef, like seeing Chef in the spot he's in was always like, wow, that's so cool. He's over here. And like the reaction from the first time seeing that is what made me choose Chef.
So I feel like I'm still struggling with these, honestly, because I'm like, I'm going to go with like, the personal experience of all the years. And I'm like, the Wicked Witch in the West. That was always like a big deal. So cool. No matter where you're sitting in the movie ride, that scene was awesome. But I'm like, Dreamfinder and Figment, that's like, end of the trip, Epcot at night when there was only 2 parks, and like you do 2 things. You go to Journey into Imagination just to go through it one more time, and
What are you choosing?
I'm gonna go Dreamfinder and Figment, and then conversely, I'm going to go with 3 Dark Pirates and a Prison Dog was tough because I always kind of forget until I get to that scene how much I love that scene. But I went Statler and Waldorf there. So now we're down to 2. Who's picking their final picks first?
I'll go. I already wrote it in. I wrote it in on the spot after I said my 2. You know, this time of year is never easy for me as I have to make too many decisions. And, I don't like to do that. So, Swedish Chef versus Dreamfinder and Figment. My favorite Disney thing ever this year is Dreamfinder and Figment.
Oh. Horn.
Confetti, horn.
So now I have Statler and Waldorf versus Dreamfinder and Figment. It's a pair versus a pair. It's banter versus banter. It's introduction of an attraction versus introduction of an attraction. And the winner, my favorite thing about Disney ever this year, March Madness Mania Pool, is Statler and Waldorf because it's current. I don't even know how I
don't even understand that you said because it's current. That goes against everything Dillo. So I don't understand that.
It's
how
nostalgic
you chose that.
and current.
That's true.
It hasn't changed.
True.
It's exactly the same.
That's
no
a good
change.
Point. Yeah. Excellent.
Next week on Theme Park Thursday Live, we will be selecting the winners of the general public of the universe submissions and the Dillo, and then we'll go over to dillosdizresort.com where we will select the winner of the Disney gift card and the resort. Oh,
yes,
man.
Lewis.
Talking is hard this morning.
This is correct.
And Lewis, are you surprised?
What?
I mean, it almost was both of us. So you would
Sums
have
up the
been
whole
like
podcast.
Classic Dillos.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks so much for checking us out here this half an hour. We're going over to dillosdizresort.com now. That's our Patreon membership with levels beginning as $1 per month. Make sure to check that out for your access to the one-channel Discord. This Theme Park Thursday post-show, $5 level in the quiet pool. So make sure you join us, and we'll see you next week here for Theme Park Thursday Live. But for most of you, we'll see you over at the resort. Bye-bye.
Deuces.